Almost time to go back to school. A new state law is going to allow students across South Carolina to be taught by someone without a teaching certificate.
A group that advocates for educators in Columbia says it's worth giving it a shot. State House reporter Mary Green explains why.
South Carolina has been grappling with a statewide teacher shortage for several years. Now lawmakers have implemented a new tactic to try to turn it around by putting non-certified teachers in classrooms starting this school year.
We're trying to look at any strategy that will get qualified people, into the teacher workforce pipeline.
Senate Education Committee Chair Greg Hembry first proposed this idea years ago and notes other states have already done it. They haven't always been successful, but Patrick Kelly with the Palmetto State Teachers Association says South Carolina's program will be different.
This is not a non-certified teacher program that we've seen in states like Texas and Utah and Oklahoma that basically just dropped all credentials and all requirements and said anybody with a high school diploma can teach.
Under South Carolina's law, there are requirements for these teachers, including that they have a bachelor's or graduate degree in the subject they're hired to teach and at least 5 years relevant workplace experience. Non-certified teachers must be enrolled in an educator certification program within 3 years of employment.
And depending on the person, could make the argument they're actually kind of more qualified. They not only have the academic training, but they also have the real life experience training that I think could make them an even stronger teacher.
They still need to pass relevant background checks, and teachers whose educator certificates have been suspended or revoked won't qualify. Districts don't have to participate, but schools that do can employ up to 10% of their teachers through this program. Kelly says he doesn't believe enough people will meet these requirements to make a huge dent in the state's teacher shortage.
But ultimately, if we can find one unicorn, and that means that one more classroom of students has a highly qualified teacher in a classroom that otherwise would have been vacant, then if that moves the needle for those 25 to 30 students, I think it's worth trying a 5-year pilot to see if it works.
And if the program works, lawmakers can extend it past those initial 5 years, but if not, the pilot will automatically end in 2030. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
And we should also mention that law requires the State Board of Education to develop guidelines for the program so that districts can start participating if they want. The State Department of Education tells WYS those guidelines are not finished just yet, but they are being worked on.